Okay, welcome to the sixth episode of Scarves and Stands, the podcast with your host, Josh Ricker. Today, I am joined by Lucas from the Netherlands. He's owner of the Instagram page and website Stickers and Scarves. And you're a big West Ham fan, is that right?
That's true, Josh. Hi.
So, I guess my first question is, how does a kid from the Netherlands start off becoming a West Ham fan? How did you choose them?
Yeah, well, you're not the first one who asked that, but well, actually, and that's also where my whole scarves and stickers
Mhm.
collection started. Is back in 2016. We were planning on going on a holiday, and I didn't go to England yet. So I was like, okay, let's go to the United Kingdom, let's go to England.
Mhm.
So London, of course, was the first place to be. And then with my dad, we figured, hey, let's visit all football clubs which are based in London, and yeah, just buy a scarf there, and let's see how the environment is there and how the people, get on with each other, and how they prepare for a match, etc.
Mhm.
So we happened to go to all of the stadiums, buy a lot of scarves, and West Ham was the first club which we visited in
Okay.
London. So because it was the closest to our to our hotel, so that's just why we were going there
Yeah.
in the first place. And yeah, West Ham was the first club we visited, and that was back in 2016. So that was still at Upton Park, old stadium of West Ham, and
Okay.
it was great. So yeah, it was awesome.
Was
It was
White
awesome
Hart
seeing it.
Lane around then for Tottenham, or were they in the process of building their new stadium already?
It was still around, like it was
Okay,
still up, but you could see they were getting ready
gotcha.
to build it. So yes, we visited White Hart Lane as well. Not as good as West Ham, of course, but 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 yeah, I mean, we saw the beginning. I didn't see the new Tottenham Stadium yet. I would love
hmm
to, but hopefully
Yeah,
with the
when I
awakening will
studied
happen
in
next month.
England last year, I got to do the new tour for Tottenham's new stadiums.
Oh,
Absolutely
that's awesome.
incredible.
That's great.
Yeah, one of the best stadiums you're ever going to walk into. The best technology and stuff like that. But West Ham has a good one too. You have a
Yeah,
big game
absolutely.
tonight as well, FA Cup. Man
We are
United.
playing a game tonight. Yes, that's true. Against Manchester United.
You
Not
think
my
you're going to
favorite
win?
league. Sorry.
Do you think you're going to win that match?
Well, I of course hope so.
Yeah.
Manchester United is not my favorite English club at all. I think they always perform in our disadvantage because when they got a draw or when they got a win, for example, last week when they played
Mhm.
Everton, they draw 3-3, which would have been in favor of West Ham if they won. And of course, when they're playing West Ham, they probably are likely to win. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's always a little bit of a struggle. But you have to keep optimistic, and there will be a time that West Ham will beat Manchester United. If it's tonight, I don't know. I don't know.
So obviously, us both being from different countries, America and the Netherlands, we kind of have the liberty to pick whatever Premier League team we want. Now, being from the Netherlands, do you support the team in your area, or do you have a team elsewhere in the country that you support?
Well, to put it in a simple yes or no question, I would say no.
Hmm.
But I definitely follow the Dutch football. The Dutch
Yeah.
local teams here. Well,
Not a
saying
fan of
no.
Ajax.
No, no, not a fan of Ajax, but we'll come to that later, I think. But I definitely follow it, as I said, and local club over here. I think it's the most local Premier League club
Mhm.
from the Netherlands here. Actually know a few people there. I know some people of the staff. They're great people, great club,
Yep.
great team. So they're doing very very well, and they have a pretty good striker, I must say. He's made 21 goals in 20
Wow.
matches or something. So he's the second best striker of Europe. He made
There's
most goals.
always someone good coming out of the Netherlands, where it's at PSV or Ajax. There's always good talent coming out of that.
That's true. That's true. But he's Greek though. He's Greek though. So it's a
Okay,
good. I forgot
gotcha.
to say that.
Yep.
But yeah, they did a great job scouting him, and now he's playing over there, and it's great to see. It makes the Dutch league more exciting.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely worth watching and worth following them.
For sure. So now we'll get a little bit more into your scarf collection. I started mine just because collecting, a few Liverpool scarves, and then when I went to England, it was like I'm actually visiting stadiums, so like I gotta, just like you, gotta get those
Mhm.
scarves. Did your collection start on your trip to London, or did you start collecting scarves before?
Well, I had some scarves before, of course. I had some sort of scarves with the local clubs, and I think a couple of German ones.
Hmm.
But the actual point of actual idea of okay, I'm starting a collection. Actually realizing it, that was in London, and we just walked to the West Ham Stadium, and or I think we were actually standing in the fan shop, and my
Hmm.
dad was like, "Oh, let's buy a scarf," and just let's buy a scarf everywhere, and
It
that's how you
starts
end up
quickly.
getting.
Once you get a few, I'm always
Yeah.
searching on eBay for new scarves. I mean, my
Oh yeah,
collection I think
absolutely.
is at like 50 right now.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, it's like that's how you end up getting 65, 66 cars. So yeah, it's a pretty
So
big one.
you collect stickers as well. How many stickers would you say you have?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm starting to count them because we're in lockdown, so what else to
Hmm.
do? But if I would have a euro for every sticker I have, I would have been able to go on a nice holiday or something.
That's
A
funny.
small one though, it's a small one. But no, I
Uh,
have a lot of stickers, and I it just goes along with my scarf collection. Actually, my Instagram account and everything, I'm hosting together with a German friend of mine.
okay.
Um, and he has some stickers as well. And he has connections in Germany to get those German stickers. And I just think it's interesting, like like every scarf has its own design.
Mm.
Every sticker has its own design as well. So it
It's an
just
obscure thing to collect because you see people collect scarves or like trading cards. I started a little sticker collection just from ones I've accumulated, like Liverpool ones in like a little picture book almost. But the soccer scarves are pretty cool if you get like a lot of them. Like you get a lot of like 100 different ones.
oh
They're
yeah.
so cool to like look through. I have a Jurgen Klopp one that's like Jurgen Meister, so it's like Jägermeister, but for Jurgen Klopp, which it's one of my favorites. But they're all really cool, and you can get a ton of them. It's like endless.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, just like I said, every scarf has its own design.
Mm.
So do the stickers. The only how you say it, useful thing about a scarf is you can actually wear it, and they have pretty much the same size.
Yeah.
Stickers can be different, so you got to
Hmm.
watch out with how to collect them.
Yeah, for sure. So, is the West Ham scarf the first one you got? Is that your favorite in your collection, or do you have other favorite that you've got recently?
Well, yeah, if I had to say a favorite one, actually, I have here. If I had to pick a favorite one, favorite scarf, it would be
I
this
love
one.
that one.
This was the first scarf we bought back in
Okay.
2016. Hold on, I'll show it. It says on the scarf itself, the main thing. It
Hmm.
says "Farewell, Bowling."
That's awesome.
It's the old stadium. It
Yeah.
was the last year of West Ham and playing in the West Ham Stadium, in the old Upton Park Stadium, and yeah, that's how I. So I would say that that one symbolizes, starting our collection,
Hmm.
and actually has another meaning as well. Honoring the old West Ham Stadium. So yeah, I definitely would say that is one of my favorite scarves. If I had to say
Hmm.
another one, maybe this one over here. It's
Ooh.
one from the Dutch team. Yeah, I don't know
Yep.
if you've ever seen it, but anyway, it's the Dutch team setting on it, which I'm a great fan of as well. So the Dutch team and West Ham are the two, big football teams I support.
Yeah. No, for sure. So we'll get back to West Ham now a little bit. They've had a great year so far, thinking of like where their expectations would have been at the beginning of the season. And it's changed for the better. You see David Moyes like really coming along with the squad, a lot of the players stepping up this year. What do you think has changed from like this year compared to years past?
Well, yeah, a lot has changed. I honestly I didn't really expect it at the beginning of the season, but you can definitely see him growing every week. So I think most of the last few months have been the major factor in what I'm changing. But yeah, the thing which is really which really steps up this season is the defense. Like the defense does a really great job of holding him away and having clean sheets. I think last year's defense was pretty much the same, but
Hmm.
the I think the team spirit is really growing, and we had a few new players coming in defense. For example, the right back Vladimir Koval.
Mm-hmm.
He came from Slavia Prague, and I think he has done a terrific job so far for coming out of the Czech league, going into the Premier League, and starting every single game.
It's a tough
That
transition.
is, yeah, that is really good, and I must say I really respect that. And he keeps his calm. The defense keeps his calm, and starting from the defense, obviously you can't have a good team if you don't have a good defense. And building up from the defense and getting actually to make another, to go on out in front and make another goal is actually what's changed a lot. So yeah, building up from out of the defense, building up a play
Mm-hmm.
from out of the defense is really what changed this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I kind of saw when they played Liverpool a couple weeks ago. Obviously, Liverpool won the game and just off a couple really good counterattacks, but West Ham didn't like lie down like they have in years past or just like let teams attack. Their defense was so much more calm, and you obviously see that when you get a really like a world-class defender or even one that can just lead a defense that just calms you down. You've seen it with Ruben Diaz at Man City. Once you get that special player, the team just looks a lot different. I think West Ham looks like a different side this year. They look like a team that's vying for European competition next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And according to or connecting to the defense, I mean we have a great midfield as well.
Mm.
We have Souček having them, actually a little bit more offensive, and then Rice doing more defense work, but also making plays and getting the ball
Played
around
very
them.
well this year, Declan Rice.
So yeah, it's absolutely great to see. I mean, the people have been waiting for it there. Yeah, you have given that to them, and seeing this is unbelievable. They don't know what they're seeing, and I'm happy to see all the West Ham fans on social media, getting excited about their team. Unfortunately, they can't be there. That's really the West Ham way, having your best year maybe in the club's history when the fans cannot be there. But I mean, it's great to see. So yeah, definitely.
I agree. And you did have one outgoing player in the winter transfer window, Sebastian Haller, going to Ajax, which is a club you really don't favor in the Netherlands. How did you feel about that?
Well, I wouldn't say don't favor. It's just it's more like it's more like where you live. I live all the way in the south of the Netherlands, and it's not a local club at all.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Ajax has this reputation in the Netherlands. We all know that. But I think Haller going to, and then now I'm speaking as a Dutch football fan. But Haller coming to Ajax is okay. I think he finds a spot way more at Ajax than he was at West Ham. So yeah, he wasn't really as good as we expected him to be at West Ham. But for the Dutch competition, I think he's a great player, and he will definitely make some goals. But maybe not in he'll definitely not make goals in Europe though. But if he would play in the Europe League, because I forgot to write him in, I'm sure you read about that. But anyway,
yeah.
I think if he would have played the Europe League, I don't think he would have been as good as some Ajax fans might have expected. So he's had some time to settle in Ajax now and start next year. But I don't know. I don't know if he'll actually get on the level of the Champions League, because hopefully, or Europe League, or hopefully West Ham will be playing Europe League next year as well. And I don't think Haller would have been a good striker to actually have in front, because he loses the ball a little bit too much. Yep. He's not that consistent with the ball. I think our other striker Antonio does that way more. But seeing him go to Ajax, yeah, I mean, it was sad because we lost a lot of money of it, but I think it had to be done, and it is not like a disaster for the rest of the team, because it didn't affect the good old playing West Ham anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And Antonio's still a good striker, strong in the middle, runs in the middle of the defense. So you're not really losing anything by starting Antonio every week. No. I agree with that. At the beginning of the year, I honestly thought, obviously I thought Liverpool was going to defend their title. We had, just injury after injury at the beginning of the year, and now we can't really come back with it. Henderson's playing in the defense with Fabinho, just two traditional midfielders, and now it looks like we're kind of fighting for a top sports spot right along with West Ham. Mm-hmm. Do you have a pick of who you think is going to win the Premier League? Do you think Man City is going to go back and win it?
Well, it definitely is going to be the Battle of Manchester. Yeah, either United or either City is going to win it. If I had to pick, of course, I would have said City, because I've been at both stadiums as well, and at City, in my opinion, they were way more friendlier and way more nicer than the people at Manchester United. They're a little bit how do you call it, arrogant, with all due respect.
I
But
agree with that.
yeah, they think, oh, we are the big Manchester United. Well, of course they are. I mean, you can't take that away from them. But I would say Manchester City is a little bit more open to the people, and looking football technically is going to be close. So football technically, I wouldn't say in my favor. I would say Manchester City. But anyway, I was surprised with Liverpool as well, though, because I mean, of course, you lost our big man Virgil at the beginning of the season, which was pretty unfortunate. Liverpool's great as well. I've been there as well, and great people, great stadium, great crowd. So they definitely deserve to be up there with all the other good teams.
So I didn't have this down as one of the questions to talk about beforehand. I just kind of thought about it. You get to see Gini Wijnaldum play for the national team. He obviously plays for Liverpool, but he plays in a much different position. What's it like watching him for the national team, where he's known as more of a goal scorer instead of like the holding midfielder that he is for Liverpool?
Yeah, he definitely scores more goals in the Dutch team than he does at Liverpool. It's pretty different indeed, and I think at the Dutch team has a little bit more of a leadership function instead of as at Liverpool. You have Virgil and Henderson and all the other players at Liverpool for actually stepping up as the big man of the team. But when Virgil will be injured during the European Championship coming this summer, Wijnaldum will be our captain. So he definitely has another role and another other status as said. So I think that it affects his play, and I think that that leadership role he will get at the European Championships this summer. Actually, how do you say it? Actually, helps him in getting more in front of the goal and actually making those goals. So yeah, if I think the Dutch team puts a little bit more confidence in him as Liverpool does, but I don't follow Liverpool that much enough to say really that, but that's how I see it from my perspective.
Yeah, it scares me a little bit because I think he's going to go back and join up with Ronald Koeman at Barcelona in the summer, just from the time at the national team. I think he sees a little bit of opportunity getting a little bit more offensive at a team like Barcelona. He's asked to do just a ton of hard work at Liverpool, and he does it great. He's one of my favorite players on the team, but I don't think they're going to keep him, which is sad. But, like I said, he must be a joy to watch on the Dutch national team.
Oh, yeah, and absolutely. Like you just said, if he will go to Barcelona, he will get some of that leadership role as well. Of course, you have Messi, but he will be, one of the major players in the midfield if he goes to Barcelona, and he will be having a great connection with the coach. So, yeah, that definitely gives him more confidence maybe than he gets at Liverpool. But if I was him, I wouldn't join the mess in Barcelona, but, he has to know it himself.
I agree with that. So I just got my first West Ham scarf. You can't see it in the picture. It's going to go up with the socials. It's one from the Intercity Firm, which I hadn't really heard that much about. I know the movie Green Street Hooligans, and they're just a true traditional English hooligan group. Their moniker was "These Colors Don't Run." And I guess they were quite violent back in the day in London. But what's football support and culture like in the Netherlands? Does it get crazy? Because England is just insane with fighting and there is a culture about it in England. Is it the same in the Netherlands, or would you say it's a little bit more friendly?
Well, yeah, a little bit more friendly is I think the right perspective. There is still a lot of violence here, but looking at the inner city firm, you have to keep in mind that West Ham has a reputation in those things, and now they're growing and they're getting a lot more media attention, and maybe they are going to play Europe League against the Dutch team, which I really hope. But you have to keep in mind if the fans are coming, if they're allowed to come, you have to watch out, because they can be really violent, and they could be it could go wrong. So you have to keep in mind that West Ham goes along with a lot of trouble. Maybe that's a little bit too negative, but you have to watch out. But anyway, here in the Netherlands, I would say it is a little bit less violent. there is still a lot of violence between some derbies, like here, regional or Ajax Feyenoord or something like that. But well, I think that the major difference between people actually being violent about football is that here in the Netherlands, football isn't number one. You're actually number one thing. Like, we have football and we have our work and our school and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And not to speak, how do you call it? Not to speak less about the English people, but there are people in England that only have clubs like West Ham. The only thing they have on their day is West Ham and or nothing. Like, I watched Sunderland Till I Died. It's like a
great
Netflix,
documentary. I love it.
Yeah, the great documentary. The only thing those people have is Sunderland, and they only think about it all day, and they go every week watching them, and and here we have other things and our own clubs. So I think if you only have one thing, you would fight for it. I think maybe that declares it a little bit. I wouldn't say so, but that's the major difference between the Netherlands and England, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you bring up some really good points. I think even when I visited Liverpool, you can see the people in that city just breathe the club. It's their whole life. Even if they do have work during the day, they're looking forward to the Liverpool game at night, and that's all that's on their mind all day. Now, I've even kind of got a little bit like that recently, where it's like my mood has just been so swayed by Liverpool's bad results, which I'm trying to work on a little bit.
Well,
whenever
could
they
you
put
imagine how I felt last year? I mean,
I know.
It was scary.
Yeah, last year you were kind of at the beginning of the season a little bit close to the relegation zone, and now you're fighting for Europa League, and it's cool to see West Ham that high up in the table. And I think they'd be a great club to watch in the Europa League.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, people will be, a little bit unknown with West Ham. Some people won't know West Ham, but watch out if they're coming. Oh, they're coming for you. They're fighting. They're fighting for Europe. They're happy to be here, so they will definitely see and let people hear they're there. So yeah, if it happens, and I hope it will. I'm definitely looking forward to it because it's gonna be a show. Yeah.
I agree. So it's been a great talk, Lucas. Lastly, just shout out your socials, Instagram, so everyone who can listen can give you a follow. What's your Instagram tag?
My Instagram tag is on Stickers and Scarves. It's Stickers and Scarves with an F. I looked it up. It's English correctly, but Stickers and Scarves just written out. Mostly of it, the main thing of Stickers and Scarves is our website, www.stickersandscarves.com. So yeah, that's pretty easy. And for the rest, we have Twitter, we have Facebook. My own is my name, Lucas Lejeune. You can look it up as well. And yeah, I want to thank you as well for having me on. It's been really great, and hopefully we can talk again maybe soon.
So, for sure. The whole point of the show is, to connect people from around the world, people that are doing the same thing as me and you, having cool soccer collections and just being able to sit here for 20, 30 minutes and just talk about our clubs. We're halfway across the world, but we share a connection through soccer, football, and, that's what this podcast is all about. So I appreciate you coming on. We're definitely going to have you on in the future. But cheers, mate, and best of luck to West Ham for the rest of the season.
Thank you, and good luck with Liverpool as well. It's going to be a great fight. Thank you.
Perfect. Have a good one.